Coaching changes, front office changes, a team continuing to turn the corner after their playoffs came to a close a while ago. With the NBA playoffs still going on, obviously, and unfortunately, to the expense of some of our top players in this league. Massive prayers for Giannis. Um, the Mavericks want to be able to chase that title as well. Um, I can think of one player in particular that I feel would be an instant upgrade on this roster to aid Luka Doncic in his ever growing aspirations for an NBA championship. Yes, sir. What is going on, everybody? Lindy Endzone in the building once again. And I'm dropping buckets today for my Dallas Mavericks. If you are new to the channel and like the diversity of fandom and content that I bring to the table, move my phone so there's less vibration in the background. Echo's pretty bad on my desk here. But anyway, if y'all are new to the channel and like my diversity of fandom for different content, as I continue to explain, who knew an Eagles fan would like a Dallas team or vice versa? I know. But if you like it anyway, I would love to have you a part of the End Zone fam. And all you have to do to achieve that is to hit the subscribe button. I'm staying as consistent as possible. I know the last couple of days there is more of a focus on gaming content. For what it's worth, the seasons for both my teams have been relatively quiet. The Mavericks have been a little more loud at this point than the Eagles, with their head coaching change, front office change, Nico Harrison. Jason Kidd is now our head coach. Dirk Nowitzki is a special advisor to Mark Cuban. A lot of news there. And we've been battling through discussing Luka's future. What this team needs to do moving forward. Obviously, Luka is a alpha personality. When it comes to basketball, he hates to lose. As a guy signed to the Jordan brand, we should know this because the GOAT was the same exact way, and he did everything possible to, at the end of the day, win as much as possible. You already know. If you guys get the reference, let me know down in the comments. Whoever gets it correct, the specific reference, whoever gets this correct, I'll shout you out in the next video, for a fun purpose. But anyway, like I was just talking about with Luka, as an alpha personality, hating to lose and whatnot, this team the organization needs to start off right here and getting talent around this kid, only going into his fourth year at 22 years old. 2 first-team All-NBAs, Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star. Ridiculous. He has that ability to develop a championship pedigree for an organization. But Dallas right now needs to do a better job with building a team around this guy. And if you guys didn't catch it in the thumbnail, obviously, it's pretty easy to see that, in my opinion, my instant upgrade pick for Dallas would be Demarderozan, formerly of the San Antonio Spurs. Now, what's there to say about DeMar DeRozan other than this, in my opinion, would feel like a reincarnation or a 2.0 effect of when Vince Carter was signed in 2012 for the Dallas Mavericks. Unfortunately, he was a year too late. I would have loved if Vince won the title with Dallas in 2011. I would have loved to see it. I watched a video earlier today. It's actually the fourth time I watched the video, and I cry every time. I just I didn't want Vince Carter to leave this game, but that's besides the point. But what I'm basically talking about here is DeMarderozan's going to turn 32 in August. He doesn't seem to be slowing down. This is a player that's still averaging about like 33, 34 minutes a game for a Spurs team that was, let's just call a spade a spade. It was a Spurs team that was trash. They were 10th in the West. They were just a team that, had a lack of a veteran structure. There was only guys on that team like Patty Mills, Demarderozan, and Rudy Gay. I believe they were only like the three notable veterans on that squad. It was a young team, but yeah, they were trash. They were trash. Let's be honest. DeMar put up one of his best statistical seasons at 31, going 22, 4, and 7, shooting 50% from the field, 88% from the free throw line, which Mavs fans, I mean, come on. Our team could use a guy like DeMarderozan, especially late game free throw line. You're guaranteeing those to go in. Unlike giving unnecessary minutes for a guy like Josh Richardson to just make free throws, and that's about it. We don't need a guy that's going to have his role diminished at the end of the season and then become unplayable. You sign a guy like DeMar DeRozan, he'll be an instant upgrade. This is a guy that would essentially, create somewhat of a big three in Dallas. And I say a big three because I am a advocate for the Mavericks wanting to keep Kristaps Porzingis. I think it would only feed, to the benefit even further when you sign a guy like DeMar. You create, a mini big three there with Luka, KP, and DeMar DeRozan. DeMar, he can play like three positions. You can put him at the 2, you can put him at the 3 or the 4. The Spurs experimented with DeMar at the 4, so there could be a situation here that, depending on whether Porzingis is okay with a role change or whatnot, you put him at like a stretch 5 spot. And the reason being you would probably put him at a stretch 5 is because DeMar DeRozan is not a good 3-point shooter. He doesn't take them. For the Spurs, he averaged like 2 or 3 3-point attempts a game. So you're not signing DeMar DeRozan to be a 3-point shooter. You're signing him to be like a cross of like a second or third option. More so a second option in the backcourt. You bring him onto the squad. He's a guaranteed starter. He's gonna average better than Tim Hardaway Jr. Points wise from the field. And I say Tim Hardaway Jr. because I don't know if I see a scenario in which you're able to keep THJ on this team if you sign DeMar DeRozan. Tim Hardaway Jr. just made about $19 million last year. He's obvious. I don't see THJ as the kind of guy that would be accepting up front to a team-friendly deal. I just don't see it. Like he's going to be coming up on the back half of his career. He's going to turn 30. He's going to look for maybe one or two bigger paydays. Um, I don't know. I mean, is it safe to say that in a sense that he outplayed his deal last year? Yeah, maybe. He had some big moments in the playoffs, but he was just very sporadic when it came to consistency. So as of right now, I don't necessarily see a scenario in which you keep Tim Hardaway Jr. and DeMarderozan on this roster. In my opinion, DeMar offers more than Hardaway Jr. does outside of three-point shooting. DeMar is capable of playing defense. Him and THJ are about the same build. Hardaway Jr. comes in at like 6'5", 205. DeRozan is more 6'6", 220. DeRozan can stretch the floor off the dribble better than Hardaway Jr. He's a better distributor. He's a better rebounder. The problem here is DeMar DeRozan just came off of a 5-year deal in which he finished in San Antonio because he was a part of the Kawhi Leonard trade with the Toronto Raptors. He finished his extension from Toronto on the Spurs, collecting a final purse of about $28 million. So I don't know if DeMar would take anything under 30, especially when you look at guys like Kyle Lowry making more than him. Kyle Lowry and Mike Conley are actually, getting paid more annually at the end. Well, this year, I'll say. Conley made about like 30 to 33. Kyle Lowry was 30 million. Now, yeah, it's a sum of like $3 to $5 million difference. But the point is, to me, DeMar DeRozan is a better player than Mike Conley and Kyle Lowry. And on that extension that he took with Toronto, he was getting paid less. So I would think that with a player coming off of one of his better statistical seasons, being that he hasn't fallen off, he's stayed pretty consistent. Dallas would have to definitely figure something out here. If you bring in DeMar DeRozan, I think you're going to have only two options. And based on the team's statistics last year, with them being, now it says that they were 9th in defense in opponents' points per game, but their defensive rating per 100 possessions was 10th worst in the league. So I can see one of two things happening here. Or two things. Considering that their points per game was also only 17th in the league, they were an average offensive team. That's just that just goes to show the amount of talent that wasn't around Luka, especially with Porzingis missing the amount of games that he did. I see two things happening here. One, if you sign DeMar DeRozan, you're either going to surround the rest of you're going to fill out the rest of the team with either 3-point shooters or defensive players. I think that's going to give you the best balance, especially with the difficulty of trying to get a contract sorted out for DeMar DeRozan to fit him onto this team. There's still notable players left after this year. Even if you don't sign Hardaway Jr., I don't know if they're going to completely miss his impact in terms of three-point shooting, even though last year he shot on average 39% from three, which is fantastic. You would take that. he would be, that would be 19 million that you wouldn't have to account for. JJ Redick was such a waste of money. Don't get me started there. Dude played like 10 minutes and never seen the court again. That was a waste of $13 million. I would not pick up Josh Richardson's player. I would decline his player option. I would not pick that back up. That's another $11.5 million. Nicola Melli is off the books. That's $4 million. Boban be off the books. That's $3.5. So, yeah, there'd be space there. But you would have to pick and choose of the remaining free agents or trade transactions, whatever it takes. But yeah, I mean, I think Demarderozan should be the top target for Dallas. If now this scenario to me only works if you keep Porzingis on the roster, which reading recent reports and quoted conversations in some of those articles, it sounds to me that the direction or the intention is to keep Porzingis. Obviously, it would be hard to move him with the amount of money that he's getting paid over the next 3 seasons, 31.5, 34. And then he has a player option in 2023 at $36 million. So it's going to be hard to move that contract. So you might as well see what you have in him going into his 3rd year as a Dallas Maverick. And I would think a guy like Demarderozan would do wonders for this team. It would help with Luka's off the ball skills. You get another guy on the floor. You get another guy on the floor, that can create shots for himself. I guess simply put, because the Mavericks have had such a lack of it. So, yeah. So I don't continue to allow this video to get any longer than it currently is at 17.5 minutes. I just wanted to dive in a little bit on my top target for the moment. We don't know how the rest of free agency is going to shape up after the playoffs are officially over, but my top target for now would be DeMar DeRozan for Dallas. I think it would create a little more, not necessarily like a big three, but a little big three. And I think he would be like the 2.0 reincarnation of when the Mavericks signed Vince Carter back in 2012. Only DeMar would be a plug-in starter automatically first game of the regular season. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments on my idea and my opinion, MFFLs, on if you would bring in DeMar DeRozan as that 3rd player to build around Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. That'll do it for me. Be sure to check out a possible birthday stream tomorrow. I'm getting ever so closer to 30, but I'm not going to anticipate it. I still feel young. Got my youth. I still got my youth behind me. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here before this video stretches any further than what it already should. I'll catch you guys later. MFFLs, bleed green. Eagles fans, you already know the deal. This has been Lindy Endzone. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care of yourselves, and